think it's 7. All right, we're going to call the meeting of the Finance Committee to order on April 3rd, 2024. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman Thibodeau? Here. Alderman Gouveia is here. Alderman Moran?
He called in or contacted members of the committee to say he could not make it tonight.
Alderwoman Timmons?
Here.
Alderman Clemens?
Here.
Alderman Clee?
Here.
Mayor Donches?
Here. Public comment is the first item on the agenda. Is there any member of the public who would like to speak to the Finance Committee on any of the items to be acted on tonight? Nothing, nobody seems to be here, so we will go to communications, the first being from Amy Gerard, Purchasing Manager. Alderman Gouveia.
In regard to revised professional services contract in the amount not to exceed $250,000 funded from 11500 overlay account / general fund, I'm going to make a motion to approve and revise a professional services contract for consultation and appraisal services with various tax abatement appeals with Barry Cunningham in the amount not to exceed $250,000. Funding will be through Department 103 Legal Fund 11500 overlay account / general fund.
Now, I don't know that there's anyone here on this, but I can explain this. So various property owners, mostly commercial ones, are almost exclusive. Well, this would apply only to commercial disputes, such as the malls and things like that, file abatement requests. And the issue to be tried is the city's evaluation, the city's assessment accurate, or is the lower assessment that is being proposed by an expert retained by the property owner correct? And of course, we want to defend these because we don't want to be reducing taxes for big commercial property owners when that's not justified. So we need an expert to testify regarding the value so that we can take, and without that, we can't really even take a case to a hearing. So that's what this is about. Any questions or thoughts from anyone? All right, all those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next communication from Amy Gerard, Purchasing Manager. Alderman Gouveia.
In regard to purchasing of casting for FY24 in the amount of $201,419.05 funded from 81700 infrastructure improvements / sewer structure replacement. I'm going to make a motion to approve the purchase of manhole and catch basin frames, gates, and covers from E.J. Prescott Incorporated of Concord, New Hampshire in the amount of $201,419.05. Funding will be through Department 160, Admin Engineering Fund 81700 infrastructure improvements / sewer.
Good evening,
Mr. Saunders.
Mark Saunders, Deputy City Engineer. This is our annual casting purchase. This directly supports our annual paving program. We do have a robust paving program. A part of that is when we go and pave a road, any obsolete or non-standard manhole or catch basin does get replaced. We did go out to bid to refresh this contract. E.J. Prescott was the low bidder. We have worked with them in years past, and I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Anyone? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Next communication from Amy Gerard, Purchasing Manager. Alderman Gouveia.
In regard to purchase of one automated refuse truck arm assembly in the amount of $35,558.34 funded from 54600 vehicle repairs and maintenance / property services. I'm going to make a motion to approve the purchase of one complete automated refuse truck arm assembly for the total purchase amount of $35,558.34. Funding will be through Department 168 Solid Waste Fund 54600 vehicle repair and maintenance / property services.
Mr. LaFleur is here on this, I believe.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Jeff LaFleur, Superintendent of Solid Waste. As it states, it's a complete arm for the automated trucks. We're finding that it's taking a lot of downtime trying to rebushing and repair all of our arms on our automated trucks. They pick up barrels at least 1,000 times a day, so it's a lot of moving parts, bearings, bushings, and stuff have to be repaired. This arm that we're actually buying right now will be used throughout the, all the automated trucks that we have and in future ones. They're saying that they're not changing the, arms for the next 5 years, so we'll be able to use this arm and repair other arms, you know, for future use to eliminate the downtime.
All right, any questions or comments? Alderwoman Timmons.
Thank you, Mayor. The question I have is one arm, is that correct?
Yes,
May I follow up?
Yes.
Is it interchangeable?
yes, it can be used on all of our automated trucks. So what we'll do is we'll take one that needs to be repaired off, put this brand new one on, repair the other arm, and then just keep swapping them out as we need them. So it's basically going to be 4 bolts, some bushings, some hydraulic lines, and the arm will be replaced right away.
Thank you.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next communication from Amy Gerard, Purchasing Manager, Alderman Govea.
In regard to change order number 3 for water quality testing and monitoring in the amount not to exceed $40,000 funded from 55699 other contracted services / general fund. I'm going to make a motion to approve change order 3 to the contract with ChemServe Environmental Analysis of Milford, New Hampshire for water quality testing and monitoring services at all of the city and national landfill sites for the solid waste department in the amount not to exceed $40,000. Funding will be through Department 168 Solid Waste, Fund 55699 other contracted services / general fund.
Mr.
Jeff LaFleur, Superintendent Solid Waste.
Yes, go
This
ahead.
change orders, sorry. This is basically because of DES requiring us to do some more testing on more groundwatering wells all around the city at our different landfills. PFAS is a big one, so they keep adding more and more to us. So this change order is going to help cover all the testing that's required by the state.
Anyone? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next communication from Amy Gerard, Purchasing Manager, Alderman Govea.
In regard to a multi-year contract for parking payment services in the amount of $0. I will move to approve and award a multi-contract for parking payment services with Passport Lab Incorporated. There is no cost to the city, however, there is a 50-cent per transaction charge for the user. Funding will be through Department 166 Parking.
Ms. Stansfield?
Jill Stansfield, Parking Manager. We have had mobile payment services for the last 6 years through the company called Pay by Phone. As of this past fiscal year, they decided to no longer be the merchant of record, which means that they were the ones who were processing the merchant fees, the gateway fees, the credit card fees. So the city had to take that on, and it's been a little bit of a process trying to kind of estimate how much we need to kind of charge to cover those fees. So we were able to work with another vendor that is willing to come in and for a 3-year contract, be the merchant of record. They would collect the fees, and then on a monthly basis, we would receive our meter revenue. So it would keep it kind of a clean process instead of us having to process those fees and try to figure out the fees and what we should be charging. So it would keep it very clean. The parking patron would make their payment. They would collect their credit card fee portion and other processing fees, and then we would collect just our meter revenue.
Anyone? Alderman Clemmons?
Yes, thank you. So would this charge, is this replacing, is it the 50 cents that it's charging, is that replacing the other fee that was charged before?
So the fee.
Or is it in addition to the other fee from Park Mobile?
Great question. This is the same fee that has been being charged for the past year. So there's no change in the fee to the parking patron. If
Okay.
anything, there may actually be a drop in the fee because as of, I think it was December this year, the current existing mobile vendor started charging an additional 20 cents for SMS texting, reminders, and stuff like that. So this would actually save a little bit of money for the parker.
Excellent, thank you.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Next communication from Amy Gerard, Purchasing Manager, Alderman Govea.
In regard to contract for aquatic invasive species in the amount of $172,030, funded from account TBD NHDES grant, general fund and Mines Falls Trust Fund. I'm going to make a motion to approve and award a contract for aquatic invasive species control in the Nashua River, Mill Pond, and Canal to Solitude Lake Management in the amount of $172,030. Funding will be through Department 185 Sustainability Fund 86,165, NHDES 86,015, funded from Fund 53142 Consulting Services / General Fund and Mines Falls Trust Fund, and 54285 River Maintenance.
Ms. Chisholm?
Hi, good evening. Deb Chisholm, Sustainability Department Manager. This is a contract, or actually it's two separate contracts with the same contractor, Solitude Lake Management, same contractor we've used for the last 5 years. Haven't really had any issues. And this work will be going on. The reason we have two contracts is part of the work will be happening in the Nashua River, the other half will be in the Mill Pond and the Nashua Canal.
Removing invasive species.
Herbicide treatment, you're right, to help keep the milfoil and curly-leaf pondweed at bay.
Any questions?
Just,
Alderwoman Clee.
thank you. I just wanted to make sure that we're clear on this, because the numbers that were written in the letter as well as in our script are a little different. We have 86,000, 0165. That can't be possible. So what Alderman Govea read was $86,165 from New Hampshire DES. Is that correct, or is it 86,015?
It is 86,015.
From New Hampshire DES?
Right, they will,
Okay.
they will,
It's going to be an exact match.
they will
to us.
reimburse us approximately 50% of what our expenditures are.
Okay, so it should read $86,015. Okay, I got it. Thank you so much.
Alderman Thibodeau.
Mine's just a question for the process in general. So this is a problem that is probably, there's no solution. It's just, it's gonna be a continual treatment thing for,
It is, this is annual maintenance for us,
Yeah.
correct. We have other issues with other invasives that we deal with differently, but these are herbicide treatment only, really.
thank you.
You're welcome.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next communication from Amy Gerard, Purchasing Manager, Alderman Govea.
In regard to annual software maintenance in the amount of $329,240.21, funded from 54407 Software Maintenance / General Fund. I'm going to make a motion to approve the 12-month maintenance renewal for the continued operation of the Infor Lawson software platform with Infor US Incorporated in the amount of $329,240.21. Funding will be through Department 120 Technology Maintenance, Fund 54407 Software Maintenance / General Fund.
Mr. Mysovich?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For those of you who are not aware, this software renewal is the software that the entire city runs on. The general ledger, accounts payable, HR, payroll, etc. So this is my annual visit to you to obtain approval so we can continue using the software.
Any questions? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next communication is from Amy Gerard, Purchasing Manager, an emergency purchase order request. If there are no objections, we'll accept that communication and place it on file. Or if there are questions, we could try to get Mr. LaFleur to answer. If not, we'll go to unfinished business.
There's none.
Table in committee.
There's none.
New business resolutions and ordinances.
There's none.
Record of expenditures. Alderman Govea.
I'm going to make a motion that the Finance Committee has compiled a city charter and ordinances pertaining to the record of expenditures for the period from March 15th to March 28th.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. General discussion. Are there any items of general discussion? Public comment. Is there any member of the public that would like to address the Finance Committee? Remarks by Alderman. Any Alderman wish to make remarks? Alderwoman Timmons.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to say that New Hampshire Chronicle had a really nice feature on Mine Falls Park, and it was fantastic. Nashua is beautiful, and it showed Mine Falls Park from a different view, and it just was incredible. I don't know if any of my colleagues seen that segment. Did you? Okay, wasn't it great? It really was great, and I was very proud of Nashua that they featured Mine Falls Park and the 365 acres and people riding their bikes and running and walking and just doing a whole lot of things. And I didn't realize those trails were so nice. So Nashua is really a beautiful place. So
Definitely.
that's what I have to say.
All right. Alderwoman Clee.
I'm actually just going to add to that, and then I have one other comment. But yes, I love the trails, and when I walk the trails and create things with my Greyhound group, well, we go in where Stello's Field is. We go in that way. We take the purple route to the yellow route to the green route, and we actually it's wonderful, and you don't get lost. It's got the nice markings on it, and the maps are right online, so it's really easy to traverse through all that. I want to do a special shout out, because she's here, to Miss Stansfield. She has helped on Ward 3 enormously. I cannot thank her enough for all the issues that we've had with Lock Street and various other issues, and she's right there. And I want to tell the mayor that there are times that I have texted her on a Sunday, and she's come from her home to go and check things out. So while she's here, I just wanted to say thank you.
Well, thank you, Ms. Stansfield. Anyone else? All right, then Alderwoman Clee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This time, I motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes, and the meeting of the Finance Committee of April 3rd, 2024 is adjourned.